Little me.
Hey guys, I'm your host Angel,
Hey guys, I'm your host Paige.
and this is the Dear Little Me podcast.
So this week we didn't have too much to talk about. Demi has kind of been not the busiest this week, I guess.
It's on a
But
hiatus.
yeah, yeah. So we asked you guys if you had any topics that you'd like us to discuss. So you guys are controlling this week's episode. So do you want to take it away, Angel? Let them know what they suggested.
Yeah, so the first topic we're going to be discussing is Demi's management. So we have Phil versus Scooter. Who's the better manager? We're going to have a little debate. um, but someone suggested this. I forgot. We probably should have written the names down. But we wanted to talk about is Scooter letting Demi flop? Was Phil a better manager even though he was shitty? Things like that. So Paige, what do you think?
So, okay, let me see. I just wanted to give a little shout out to the person who suggested this. Oh, okay. Didi Lovatic with a Q at the end. So I don't really know. I guess I feel like there's so much that we don't know that had happened behind the scenes with Phil. I mean, Demi has told us about some things like the melon cake and just things of Demi's phone being taken from the hotel room. Do you remember that? So
yeah, and then the whole team threatening to walk away from them.
Right. But the thing is, I know a lot of people that are probably listening to this might get mad at what I'm going to say, but I guess if you have experienced having somebody in your life with addiction, then you would understand that sometimes all you can do is threaten to walk away from them because you don't want to enable them. Maybe they were hoping that by saying that would be enough for Demi to want to be okay, I really need to change. I don't want to lose these people in my life. But maybe they just really sucked and Demi was okay with it and was okay, here's my chance. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing so then you guys can leave. But I mean, personally, I have somebody in my life who struggles with a heroin addiction, and I had to make that tough decision because I was constantly being used and not really realizing that I was enabling this person while I was just trying. What I thought I was doing was helping them, but it was I was being taken advantage of and manipulated, I guess is the best word. So sometimes you have to just I don't know, a lot of people, I saw a lot of Lovatics upset that they threatened Demi with walking away because Demi had said, I think in actually the Simply Complicated, which ties into another topic we'll talk about, but the Simply Complicated documentary where Demi was losing people, or maybe it was what's his name, Mike, was that his name, Mike
Bayer? Yeah.
Mike. I think Mike said one of the hardest things for Demi is losing people that they love. So, and I think a lot of people were how could they do that to Demi? But we just don't know how the severity. Obviously, it was bad. Demi had overdosed, so I see it as I kind of get that part. But if Demi, is being honest, which I'm pretty sure that they are about the eating disorder and everything, I think that could have been handled differently. So, but in that aspect, we could talk about business side after. But what do you think? I'm sorry, I just kind of went on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I completely agree with you on the business aspect of things. Do what they did what they had to do or what they thought was best for them to do at the time. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, looking back on it, it could have been handled so much differently in a way where Demi wasn't being threatened, because threatening someone isn't the best thing to do when they're already struggling with an addiction. But I think that if they didn't threaten to walk away, that Demi would have went on a way worse downward spiral than they did.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think if when you're in that position where you just feel you're hopeless, you don't know what else to do, you're seeing somebody that you love and you care about just deteriorate and be overtaken by such a horrible addiction, you don't know what else to do. Talking more of
music.
music and like what they did for Demi, how do you feel? Like, who do you think is better, Phil or Scooter?
I personally think Phil was better, like music wise, because Phil and that management team promote, like it was way more promotion, like way more tours. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, Scooter hasn't really been able to do anything, but like the promotion wise that Phil and that management team was able to do for Demi was like amazing. Like Demi was at the top of the charts. Now everything that Demi is releasing, like Dancing with the Devil had zero promotion. It flopped, let's be honest. Like people are probably gonna get mad that I said that, but like let's be honest here, like nothing happened with that album. We didn't get like anything except for the documentary and the music video, which was nice, but like just if you look at the statistics and the numbers, I mean, I know we say that we don't really care about the charts, but like charts do matter in some aspect, and Scooter definitely let Demi flop in a sense rather than Phil.
Yeah, and like so it like I definitely agree with you, and I think like with Phil, like I feel like they did with like promoting. I just feel like Demi could be getting so much more promotion. Even like Phil could have promoted better. I don't know. I really don't know what was like on the back end of any of that stuff. But, and I know a lot of people that are listening are probably thinking like, well, I mean, Scooter said that Demi wanted to put this music out and to tell their story, and like they didn't care about numbers and stuff like that, which we get and understand. So maybe the next album that comes out will be like on the level of like Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, fingers crossed, because that's what Demi deserves. But yeah, there was, I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. We don't know what like the promotion of like tours is like. We don't know any of that stuff because of the pandemic. So there's still a lot to see, I feel like, before really making that call on who was better, because we haven't really seen it. I mean, a lot of people are pissed off with Scooter. A lot of people. Like, I know that you're more on Twitter than I am. Have you seen like stuff about like Scooter or anything? Like
how I've just honestly seen people like mad that Scooter's promoting Ari and Justin's music more than Demi's, and like playing favoritism is what people have been saying, like Scooter and Ariana over Demi, which I mean, like, I guess because they've been on his team longer that they get like I don't even want to say special treatment because that's fucked, but like Demi just came onto the team, so they haven't gotten to experience all of what Scooter has to offer yet, especially because Demi came onto the team like during the pandemic, so it's a lot harder, I am assuming. But yeah, definitely a lot of people are definitely mad at Scooter and saying that he's playing favoritism.
Yeah, I think his argument would be that Demi wanted to put this album out to tell their story, and wanted, like, he said it over and over again, like, I didn't care about the numbers, like I care about Demi's well-being, which is really, really important, because from what Demi has told us, like, that wasn't really the case with Phil. So again, in that aspect of it, I like that Scooter is taking Demi's health over career.
Yeah, so, I agree. Yeah, it just makes me more upset that Scooter like didn't even try to promote the album. Like the album got zero promo. I think all of us Lovatos can agree with that like this album, like we saw it come and then it just went.
I know, like, it feels like it didn't really happen.
Yeah, like it feels like it didn't exist. That entire era just like came and went out of nowhere, and it just like, what happened to Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over? When are we getting a new album? Is that going to be the same thing where it just comes and goes? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, this was by far the worst promo Demi has ever gotten for an album. Yeah, by far. I mean, not even an actual single. Like Dancing with the Devil, I guess, is a single, but I've never heard it on the radio.
Exactly.
But I mean, it definitely had a lot of potential. I'm curious what you guys like. What song out from that album do you think would have done good as a single?
I think Met Him Last Night would have been the most logical for the next single, because Ariana Grande is the most, not the most, but like she's up there for like female celebrities, and like everyone listens to Ariana Grande. Scooter promotes Ariana Grande's stuff more than anything, so I think that would have been the next most logical single to put out.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. I don't know why they didn't do it when the hype was so big. Like God, the streams that song was getting, like they should have just, I think that I'm sure they knew it was going to do well because it's Ariana Grande and Demi Lovato. It's a collab that I definitely Lovatics, but maybe Ariana fans have been wanting for a really long time. So two powerhouse vocalists collab together and nothing comes from it when it got such great feedback. So that would for sure. I think I don't know.
The art of starting over.
I was just about to say the art of starting over. Yeah. And I know a lot of people will probably say Melon Cake as well.
Yeah.
Which we did get a music video for that. But I don't know. Maybe that would have been a fun summer song. That would have been a good song for the summer.
Definitely.
Yeah. That a lot of missed opportunities, but hopefully for the next album, Scooter can redeem himself and we can see Demi promoted on a level that we've never seen before because Demi really deserves that. I'm so sick and tired of Demi not getting the praise and recognition that they deserve. I'm exhausted at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Over it.
Honestly, you're promoting Demi more than Scooter at this point. With a lot of
us fan pages, all of our fan pages, like all fan pages out there, like update accounts, we are doing the God's work. So yeah, keep it up. Actually, do you know, okay, wait. Another thing that somebody requested, which I really did want to talk about because a few people had, actually somebody commented on one of our posts about this and then left it in the ask box, was Demi and the alien backlash. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what's so bad about calling aliens extraterrestrials or whatever it was?
So Demi, okay, so I remember seeing it because Josh showed me a screenshot and I've heard about it on the radio so many times now. And I'm like, why is this a thing? Like, do you have nothing else to talk about that you need to talk about Demi thinking that calling aliens is offensive? I don't know. But I saw it on TMZ first. Josh showed me the article and it was like, the headline was like, Demi thinks it's offensive to call aliens or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that, I was like, that's probably not even true. They like
even Demi said it was stupid. Like they posted
like it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Not that deep. Like I didn't even read the article, but I heard people on 2 different radio stations while I'm driving. And it like makes me mad. Like it makes my blood boil. I don't know if it's because I'm protective over Demi or I just know that constantly Demi's words are just being like flipped and like turned around into something that's way more. I mean, we're talking about aliens. Like personally, I believe in aliens, but like, I don't know. I don't even know where Demi said this. If it was on like, I still haven't watched the last episode of I'm assuming it's not the last episode of the show because that probably would have been older news.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not sure where Demi said this. Did you see where it like came from?
I have no clue. I think it was in an interview because I saw an article that said in an interview, Demi said that it's offensive to call aliens. So I think it was in an interview of some sort, maybe on someone else's podcast.
Yeah, maybe. Probably on somebody else's, I would think.
Yeah.
But like, who cares? Who cares? Like, and I guess something like also Demi said that it's offensive to call other like people aliens. I don't know.
That is offensive.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it. I just feel like it's just like news.
And either way, it's just an opinion. Like even if it is stupid, quote unquote, like people are saying, like, oh, it's not that deep. Like aliens are aliens. Like it's Demi's opinion. If you have an opinion, I'm sure you wouldn't want a TMZ article written about it and having backlash from it. I don't understand why Demi gets backlash for everything. Demi gets backlash for breathing, honestly.
Literally, if Demi was like, I don't like pepperoni on my pizza, it would be like TMZ. Demi
thinks pepperoni is racist.
Like wow, how could they just so offensive to pepperoni? Like I just don't. And the fact that somebody said that they wanted us to discuss it, listen how stupid this sounds out loud. Not that this person saying this sounds stupid, but the fact that this is even a thing. Demi in the alien backlash, as if the aliens were like I don't know, like trying to end Demi, like canceling Demi or whatever. I don't know. This is so stupid. It's ridiculous. So to be like, my thoughts on that is it's stupid. I feel like there's more important things for these news outlets to be covering and what the hell? They're aliens, okay? Yeah. Sorry, Demi, if I'm offending you. Extraterrestrials, I don't know. It's just sometimes a tongue twister, so I'm just gonna stick with aliens.
Extraterrestrial, ET.
Say it 5 times fast.
Extraterrestrial.
So do you want to introduce the next topic that was suggested by one of you guys?
So next we're going to talk about what the hell happened with Syra. Syra was not posted in Demi's best friend post. Demi only posted about Matt and some of their other friends, but Syra was not included.
When was this? Demi posted this.
What?
When did Demi post about like the friends? Was this like recent?
This was back in like August, September, end of August, beginning of September. But that's the main thing that I saw people talking about on Twitter. So this isn't really new news, but it's technically new because we still have not heard anything about Syra.
Syra hasn't posted since the documentary came out.
Not even with the Demi Lovato show?
No.
But Syra was on the Demi Lovato show. Damn.
Yeah, let me see. I gotta look through some of these comments. But do you want to let them know like what you found on Twitter?
Yeah, so basically I sent Paige this because I wasn't aware that Syra and Demi weren't friends anymore, quote unquote, but someone asked us to talk about it. So I saw this post by Blackout Demi on Twitter, if anyone's watching and you want to read through the thread. And this person said, Demi stands are so performative, I'm crying. Syra is equally as problematic, if not more than some of Demi's other friends, but since she's better at hiding it and she's famous / glamorous, it's okay, LMAO. It'd be the same people wanting Syra back. And then Breakdown Demi said, I think Syra and Demi are still friends, not as close because they still follow each other. And then someone else said they aren't friends with Syra anymore. And also, I don't think Mariah and Demi get along either. This is about someone asking who would be good on Demi's podcast. And then someone said, OMG, wait, what happened with Syra and Demi? I thought the two were best friends. And then the person replied, where have you been, LOL? It's obvious they aren't close now. They don't like or interact with each other. Social media. Demi purposely left her out of her best friend's post on Friends Day. Syra put up a shady post on her Insta on Demi's birthday. It's really sad. So yeah, I'm not really sure what is going on. But apparently Syra is being shady toward Demi. Demi is being shady toward Syra. So something happened we're not aware of. It's probably going to end up being like the Marissa situation where we just don't know what happened. So they fall out with each other.
Didn't somebody say that Syra just wasn't supportive of Demi coming out as non-binary? I know.
Yeah, so someone on Twitter was also saying that they haven't seen, like Syra and Demi haven't been seen interacting with each other since Demi came out as non-binary. So they're assuming that that's the reason why that Syra is not supportive of that. Which I think would be fucked up if that's the case.
I could see that being the case because, like, I don't know, wasn't Syra's like political views like separate than or completely different than Demi's? So I could kind of see that. So maybe I just saw a lot of people, like I just was going through her last post that she posted saying like, are you still friends with Demi? Like what happened between you and Demi? Aren't you friends anymore? Someone's like, can you guys make up and be friends again? We miss the iconic trio. I don't really see any answers. I don't think any of us would have the answers unless we're like an insider, but a lot of people are like
saying I think it's going to end up like the Marissa situation because like none of us still know what happened with Marissa.
Do you remember when Demi had unfollowed Matthew for like a couple of hours and everybody freaked out? Yeah. And then he followed him back. Yeah. I wonder what happened with that. I wonder.
It must have been like a whole friend group split up drama thing.
I don't remember like the timeline of like when that happened.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was an accident. In my head, I picture like them getting into a fight and then them on like following each other. And then Demi being like calling up Matthew, like, I miss you, can we be friends again? Like just like a couple hours later. I feel like that bond that they have is just so unbreakable. So that's how I picture it. I think I don't know, like that reminds their friendship reminds me of like my friendship with Anthony. So it's like we would get in fights, like stupid fights, and then I remember he would like call me or I would call him, vice versa, and we'd be like, can we stop being mad at each other? Like I miss talking to you. So I wonder if that was like the case. Like they realized, oh my god, like your friendship, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. You never really know anything going on in Demi's life. So it's hard to answer these questions. We're just kind of basing them off of what we have found online, what Demi has told us, like with the management situation. But
they are such an iconic trio though. And I hope that the trio does get back together. If they are apart, we don't even know if they are actually apart or if everyone's just assuming. But I hope that everything's okay, because I do think that Syra and Matthew are great people to have in Demi's life, because they should have been supportive they were after the overdose and everything. I think that they're great people to have in Demi's life, and I don't want them to like not have great friends.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess maybe time will tell. I don't know. Syra hasn't posted since April, so maybe, I don't know. They said that Syra posted something on Demi's birthday, but I didn't see anything, so I'm not sure. They said that there was a shady post, but I'm not sure what that post was.
It might have been like on her story or something.
Yeah, probably was on her story. There was actually another topic that you guys suggested that wasn't on our list, but I figured maybe we could talk about it because I think it would be interesting. But how about somebody suggested we talk about Demi's exes?
Okay.
Did you want to like touch on that? Should we start from like the beginning? I don't know, like the first
like Joe.
Yeah, Joe Jonas. Okay. I don't know. Do you want to talk about
honestly, that? Didn't they break up because Demi went to treatment?
I think that they broke up. They were dating for like not very long at all. According to Demi. But I think that they broke up because Joe like really wasn't into it. And the reason that they were like dating was because they said that with Camp Rock and everything, it was like they looked together, like promo. Yeah, but I think Demi was like into it and he just wasn't. So
I feel like that's a pattern in all of Demi's relationships where like Demi's way more into it than the other person, and that's really unfortunate, honestly. But like
Max
Max is the exception. Max got on live and cried over Demi.
Oh my god, and Matt, oh my god, I haven't listened to 15 Minutes in so long, but that song is about Max. If you guys didn't know, I'm sure you all did, but just okay. Joe, what are your thoughts on? I think they looked cute together. I did like them together.
I think that Demi was also insecure because of everyone saying that Demi wasn't like good looking enough to be alongside the Jonas Brothers.
People said that?
Yeah, people said that. That's like what sparked Demi's eating disorder to come back.
I didn't even know that. That's horrible.
Yeah, they said that in the, I'm pretty sure the Staying Strong documentary, where people were saying that like Demi wasn't good enough to be alongside the Jonas Brothers because of they weren't pretty enough or skinny enough or whatever people were saying, and that someone else should have been like the star of Camp Rock with the Jonas Brothers. But I think that's why Demi was like so
horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. But
yeah. And then Ruin the Friendship is about Nick. So it's funny how Demi jumped from Joe to Nick.
I wonder what happened between those two. I really do. I wonder.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like all of Demi's friends are like just these like weird, like unsolved mysteries.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. We don't know how they end. I guess that's good that Demi doesn't like put their business all over social media. Sometimes Demi's like outspoken, but when it comes to like friendships, you really don't know what's going on. It's all speculation and just like word of mouth of like supposedly what happened. So I don't know. We have to just draw our own conclusions and try to figure out, like, get the magnifying glass, guys. We got to figure out this mystery. So who's next? Wilmer?
Yeah, Wilmer's next.
I mean, there's like freaking Miley Cyrus's brother, but like I don't know.
There's like petty exes, but we're not going to.
Yeah, we're just going to do the ones that are popular.
Yeah. So Wilmer was the one that lasted the longest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like 6 years.
Yes. I was not the biggest fan in the beginning, and I don't know if it was because of the age gap, not that it affects me in any way, because like I had a friend, and we're not friends anymore, but it has nothing to do with this, but my friend was dating a man who was 24 years older than her. So like 10, I think they're like 10 years apart.
Yeah.
Demi and Wilmer. So that's like nothing. So I'm like, I don't know, but I think it was just like it always seemed like Demi was just into him more than he was into them. So
yeah, that's what I was saying before about how it's like a pattern with Demi. Like Demi puts all of themselves into a relationship and gets like nothing in return, which is really sad.
I feel like me and Demi would be good together in a relationship, because I feel like I'm the same way. I'm happily engaged, but Demi, if you want, my phone number is I'll slide into your DMs later. No, so I don't know, because I feel like Demi just loves really hard, really hard.
Definitely.
And I cannot wait for the day that not saying that Demi needs anybody, but I feel like anybody that is worthy of, like anybody that is lucky enough to be loved by Demi Lovato is one lucky person.
Was Tell Me You Love Me about Wilmer? Because remember in the music video, like the text message scene?
Oh, yeah. And everyone thought it was like, what did it say, Nick?
Nick and Wilmer. Like someone was like whoever
Demi.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I would think so. Because Demi wanted to get married, and Wilmer.
Yeah.
And then the I Love Me music video with the bride and the groom running across, and like how Wilmer got engaged pretty like quickly with his, I don't know if they're married yet. I know they have a kid together. His partner, whoever, they got engaged pretty quickly. And like, I'm sure that might've been like, if I was Demi, I'm maybe Demi didn't feel this way, but I'm insecure in a relationship, sometimes depending on who it was like with, past relationships, I wasn't always the most confident. So like you see somebody that you're with for 6 years get engaged to somebody so quickly, it's like, well,
after they told you that they didn't want to get engaged to you, like must be
it's like a literal slap in the face. But maybe Demi was like in a really good place and was like, well, who cares? But
yeah, I hope so.
Me too. I think they follow each other.
Do they?
I think Demi follows Wilmer again. Let me check that. Let me fact check before I even speak. Wilmer. Yes. Okay. Does he follow Demi? No.
Oh, well, there's some tea.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't follow Demi back, but what did you think about them?
They were so cute together, honestly. Like all the posts of them, like just laying together and cuddling, and just they were so cute. And I do miss it, because I know Demi really, really, really loved Wilmer and wanted to settle down and get married and have kids and just do the whole 9 yards with him. And he broke her heart, like literally. So I feel bad, but broke their heart. So, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like maybe I miss it as much as I do, was because it reminds me of a great time in my life. I always connect like things with time periods in my life, and I just like, I miss like that time in the fandom when they were together. I mean, that was like Devon by Demi, and like I don't know, the other day, literally the other day, I watched the video of Demi like doing Devon by Demi on Wilmer. Do you remember that video?
Yeah, I do.
It was so funny, and I'm just like, oh my God, can we go back? Because I really didn't cherish this time in my life.
That was like Neon Lights tour time, and just
Demi World Tour, iconic. I love, oh my God, I would do anything to go back to that time period.
That was my first ever concert. Like that's like holds such a special place in my heart.
I could actually cry, because that was 7 years ago. 7 years.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's
that makes sense, because I'm about to be 21 and I was 14 when I went to that concert.
I was literally like 19.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go cry about that later. I won't do that now with all of you guys on here. But you guys gave us some really good topics, and we did want to talk about one for our Dear Little Me segment where we throw it back within the fandom, which we've basically been doing this whole time. It's a nice throwback episode for you guys, but we had touched on Simply Complicated and the Staying Strong versus Simply Complicated versus Dancing with the Devil documentary. So we have 3 to cover. You guys want to know like our thoughts on it? Do you remember watching Staying Strong?
I do. And I remember I remember being 14 and very much like that was when I was prime, like first became a Lobotic. And I was like, wow, this is like the best thing I've ever seen. But yeah, it's kind of ironic that like Demi was going through the hardest point in their life during that documentary, but it's called Staying Strong. And Demi wasn't staying strong during that time period. So it's like ironic in a sense.
I remember watching it for the first time and being so proud of Demi. And then I remember watching Simply Complicated and how the first line was like, I haven't done an interview this long without being on cocaine. And they're like, oh, when was that? Without being on, I can't remember the exact phrase, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And then Demi, they're like, oh, when was that? And Demi was like, the Staying Strong documentary. And I was like, like we knew that Demi like wasn't sober because Demi was open and honest about their struggles and the recovery process and everything, and we knew that like Demi didn't get sober until 2012 in like whenever the American Idol performance was. And so like we knew that, but I don't know, just hearing it I was like, oh my god, I did not even realize like at all. So that just goes to show how well Demi was, like how good Demi was at hiding that part of their life. And it's just like, well, they said that Demi's and I don't know which documentary, there's too many now, that it was like that Demi's very good at manipulating people and like sneaking around, and it's crazy to like actually, I don't know, I was very shocked at that part. But also I remember, and I know like I have to like go through and find the exact part of the Simply Complicated documentary, but I do remember a part that stuck out to me, and I don't know if you remember this, but I remember Demi saying, I feel like I've overcome my addiction with drugs and alcohol, but I feel like I'm still struggling with my eating disorder.
Yeah.
And that really stuck out to me too, because then we have Dancing with the Devil, which is like
all about Demi's drug addiction
and and leading up to that. So it's like, I wonder, I mean, we know what happened. Demi wasn't happy. It was like, well, why am I sober? What's the point? But it's just, I don't know. That part, like, I have to hear that part again because I feel like I like made that up. But did that happen? Can you like?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So you could justify and like vouch for that.
Yeah, Demi had the whole like not interview, but like the whole conversation with like Phil and the team, like that they were struggling with their eating disorder and things like that.
Yeah. So, well, what's your favorite documentary?
Simply Complicated. Honestly, I didn't really like Dancing with the Devil because it was just so sad, and I didn't want to like think about Demi like overdosing and all that happened, because honestly it was such a horrible time in all of our lives, I feel like, when that happened. But Simply Complicated was definitely like, even though Demi was like lying, I don't want to say lying about the drugs, but like they were definitely struggling more than they wanted to talk about. But it was my favorite documentary out of all of them.
I feel like I remember when the documentary for Dancing with the Devil came out, I was talking to Casey and she was saying that she wished that Demi didn't share as much as they did in the documentary. And I kind of feel like that too. I feel like a lot of us did want to know what happened, but I feel like there was a lot of things, like specifically, whether that be like the pictures that they showed of Demi using, like there's some things I wish that people, that Demi kept to themselves. And I'm sure that there is a lot that we don't actually know, but maybe just because like I just feel like protective over Demi. It's just like a natural instinct, like a motherly instinct. And I just, because like I don't know, I just don't want I hate that people use it against them for every little thing. I'm sure somehow people tied in Demi being like a drug addict into the alien thing. It's like, oh well, clearly like if they're going on about aliens, they're using drugs again. Oh, go grab the spoon and the lighter. Like, I'm so sick of it. So I just wish that it was never actual, maybe just like not the drugs that they were using, but then maybe, but that was what Demi was comfortable sharing. That was their truth. So I can't but I could see like where I just wanted to I want to put them in my pocket and just keep them in there and keep them safe from everybody, because people are just so mean on the internet. I can't stand it.
Now I just want to go back and watch all 3 documentaries like back to back to back, just so I can like see the difference between all of them.
Because I feel like Demi,
yes,
yeah, you guys,
like Demi grew like so much in all 3 of those documentaries, and we're definitely watching all 3 of them.
Yeah, I gotta find like the Staying Strong one and somehow get it on my TV, and then we can watch it.
I think it's on YouTube, is it not?
Oh my god, is it? I don't know. I used to watch on this like sketchy website, so I don't know.
Sketchy website? I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube.
I don't think so. I'm not seeing it.
Then where the hell did I watch it?
Probably the same sketchy website I watched on that probably gave your computer a virus. No.
What was your favorite documentary?
My favorite documentary is probably Staying Strong, not because like Demi was on drugs during it, because I had no idea, but because that was like when I became a Lovatic. So seeing that, it was just like, I think seeing that was how I really connected with Demi, because I do remember seeing Demi's interview, the 2020 interview, and that's when people ask me like, when did you become a Lovatic? I always say like after that interview, but which is definitely true. But after seeing that documentary, I was like, fishing pole, just reeling me in, baby, reeling me in, Demi. No, yeah, that was like when I was like, really, you're probably like, what are you doing, babe? I'm over here. If you guys are just listening, I just did a fishing pole gesture. So I just cast.
You had to explain it, made it even sadder.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Staying Strong, but I like them all for different reasons.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. I like them all for different reasons, but Simply Complicated has a special place in my heart because that was just, especially like we got like I'm gonna beat this bitch up. That
so many great ones. So many great like memes.
So now we're gonna get into our highs and lows of the week. So Paige, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So my low of the week is. This is good that I can't think of it. I don't really know if I have one. I've been pretty good this week. So can I skip it?
Yeah.
I need to come prepared, guys. I'm so sorry. My high is I think my high is like, I'm getting really excited for the holidays, and I've been listening to Christmas music. So don't judge me, because I've already been judged by Josh enough today. While I was like rocking around the Christmas tree. I love.
You know what we need?
What?
We need Debbie to come out with a Christmas album. Like, you know how Ariana Grande has.
Stop, because I've wanted that forever. We have Silent Night, which I listened to today. Demi singing Silent Night. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Demi performed that, I believe, like in front of Obama.
Yeah.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And Wonderful Christmas Time. So there's like 4 that I could think of right now. I might be missing some Christmas songs, but Demi, if you are listening, everyone go and tweet Demi. We need a Christmas album, because I want like an original Christmas song from Demi.
So my low for the week is that I've been on my period for 2 weeks. That's not fun whatsoever. The cramps have been killer, and the period depression is real. And my high for the week is that I'm going to the suicide prevention walk tomorrow with my mom. The Out of the Darkness walk that's hosted by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention that they do every year. I'm going to that, and I'm really excited for it because it's my first time going. And like ever since, I don't know if you guys know, but I have a business called Sweet and Sour Miracles, and I'm going like in my gear, in my merch, and
that's so cute.
Do some promo there. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Oh my God, that'd be so cute if you could set up like a booth there. And
I wish I could. That would be so nice. Like be able to sell it.
I would go. That's so exciting. I hope you have a good time. I'm sure you will. Meet some great people that are just as passionate about that as you are. But yeah, so that was this week's episode of the Dear Little Me podcast. Thank you guys for suggesting these topics. It was really fun. I enjoyed this episode. I love just like reminiscing on the past. We'll definitely do this in a future episode. We love involving you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and come back next week for your weekly dose of Demi.
Bye guys.
I'm sorry that it took so long, but baby, you're free.